Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Hearthstone. I got sick for a bit and this is a video that is, at least at this point, about 3 weeks late, unfortunately. Lost City of Angoro came out 3 weeks before this video came out, or rather after this video comes out. So I am already all over the place and it hasn't even been 30 seconds into the video, so we're just gonna keep trucking along here. But Lost City of Angoro came out to the excitement of a lot of people, and then they realized that Hearthstone is still a broken-ass mess that cannot easily be fixed with just nerfs and buffs. So we're just gonna trudge along with Control Warrior here, and the upgrades that it got out of the latest set. And we got this. The Enter the Lost City quest and quests make a comeback for Lost City of Angoro, our second run through with a very beloved area, I guess, of Azeroth. And it gives us the turtle here, which, again, people have pointed out that this guy needs taunt, surprisingly. Or I guess that would make him too good, because there has also been chatter that if Enter the Lost City got any better, it would be meta-warpingly good. So this is a surprisingly healthy spot for it to be at, although the effect that Latorvius has could probably be slightly better, like say you could discover them instead, but I guess again that would be way too good because people would always gravitate towards, well, the only Angoro reward that matters at this point, which is Time Warp. Otherwise, yeah, this is the biggest upgrade that Control Warrior got, for Standard at least, but Standards is in such a shitty position right now that while I am enjoying my games with this deck, everyone else unfortunately isn't, especially those who are really serious about climbing in this game and maintaining their rank and whatnot. But me, who just plays Standard a lot more casually, I can definitely feel them as well, because I have faced off against meta decks even at the rank that I am, if you guys pay any attention to that. Gold is usually the highest that I get in Standard, because I always try to climb as high as possible in Wild first, and I have actually made it a point in Wild that if I reach Diamond 5, I can relax, and until the next season rolls along. If I get the Legend, then that's just a bonus, because it's just one additional pack anyway, so it's not really worth too much effort at this point, given how, again, similar to Standard, the game is in a pretty shitty place right now, even in Wild. But at least in Wild it's slightly more manageable because we have far more removal over there. But in Standard, yeah, it just cannot compete. And there are a lot of changes to the Hydration Station Warrior deck that I was using for a while, and it eschewed the card entirely. This build eschews the card entirely, and this is a combination of that plus Booger Worm, surprisingly, has been tinkering in Standard for a bit, and this is an amalgamation of the deck that I was using and his deck. And I personally do not like Shelnado at all. Let's actually go to that card, because he has it in his build, and while I understand what this card represents, because you will be getting a lot of armor with this deck, because you will literally just stall until you get to the rewards of this thing anyway. But because the majority of the meta is extremely aggressive right now, I just don't see this lasting for as long as it will, until you're dead, unfortunately. Because in the games that I have played, and in all of my experience playing this format at the moment, you do not get to 5 armor easily now. You'd usually end up at 2 to 3 on a good day at that. So I sadly do not believe in Shelnado. I should actually just decraft it, because good god, I did try it in a few games, but it's just not worth the deck slot in here. That's why I have Nomelia instead, because yes, it's 6 mana and it's only a one-of thing, but you're dealing 4 damage to 3 creatures and 2 damage to everyone else. And if there are any 6 health minions on the board, then definitely she will kill them as well. So this is why I prefer Nomelia. And you could actually also have the Ceaseless Expanse, even though it was nerfed to 125 mana, but games don't usually reach that point anyway. So I still have the turtle in here because I love the turtle. He's his vengeance is indeed inevitable, and he survived the Burning Legion's invasion unscathed. But the Nightmare's corruption really got under his shell. Yeah, not his skin, no, his shell. So there's that. Other changes that were done to this deck, Shield Slam was removed. The removal spell of choice for this deck, because again, the meta is so goddamn fast right now. You will never have enough armor to make this spell right here a proper ass removal spell. So definitely cutting it is a good choice, at least on Booger Worm's part. Shield block still stays. The new changes, Blob of Tar. I did not believe in this card at first, but because it leaves behind essentially 3/6 worth of stats as you go along, and one of them has poisonous, so you can literally use this as a removal spell as well. It's a damn good card, and I never realized its power until I actually got to play with it. Another card that is just insane, Elise the Navigator. I got her in Diamond because I bought the Battle Pass. So again, if you're going to spend on this game and you're not going to spend anywhere else, you just buy the Battle Pass. $20 every 3 to 4 months is insane value, and you get stuff like this. Elise, she may be waifu AF, but the card that she has is insane. These three, and I usually use Terror Run. I use this card more as a removal spell rather than getting to 10 mana, but the 10 mana version is only really for the slower matchups, especially if I face off against a competing control deck, like say Death Knight. I'm talking in the context of Standard, so if it's usually Death Knight or a control variant of Warlock, then I use the 10 mana version. But more often than not, I use the 5 mana version. And what other stuff? I originally cut this from the deck. I had it for a while because I needed a slightly budget option. Well, not really slightly. It's a really budget option because it's just a common. I needed a budget option for Ziliax, and I finally crafted Ziliax because, good God, the moment this guy gets unnerfed, people are gonna be jamming him in decks again in Wild. And hell, even in his extremely nerfed state right now, because from the research that I've done, a lot of his, especially Pylon module and Ticking module and Virus module, these 3 modules in particular were nerfed so much that Ziliax now holds the record for being the most nerfed card in the entirety of Hearthstone. The moment he gets unnerfed, or well, I think the better term would be reverted, once he rotates out of Standard, people are going to be jamming him in decks again. So definitely a good investment for the future. He will always be meta viable until something power creeps him out of the format. Other changes in the deck, I still put Kill Jaden in because, like I said, the Velocity of Ongoro quest for Warrior, while decent, it's sadly not that good. Most of these quest rewards sadly did not age well. So, and whoa, why is it scrolling so hard? The only really good one here is, unfortunately, Time Warp. You can also get Galvadon, which is also a decent target to get off of Latorvius. Queen Carnassa is also good. I usually treat her as a 5 mana 8/8, kill a minion. So there is that. Her 20 Raptors are sadly not that good, especially in this day and age. Although they do pair well with the Crystal Core, because the Raptors are 2/1s, and turning them into 5/5s and then just eternally drawing them off the Crystal Core is really damn good. But usually by the time you have any one of these 2 in hand, sadly it's again random because of Latorvius's text, I would just jam Kill Jaden after the fact, and that is really sad because being able to play with all of the original Ongoro rewards is really good value, although the worst one is obviously Megafin here, unfortunately, but he's just a 5 mana beater, if anything else. There is a really weird interaction that happens if you play Barnabas after you have a Demon Portal. The first couple of demons that come out are not 0 mana, surprisingly. It eventually takes a while for the game to quote-unquote catch up to Barnabas's effect, but once they do, you will literally be slamming 0 mana demons with insane stats onto the board. And I don't know why it happens the way it does, but hopefully I catch it on camera. But yeah, those are the changes that I did to this deck. Just added in more stall tools rather than removal tools, basically. And just a little announcement for the Hearthstone videos. They will actually be going on hiatus for a bit because I need to get the Final Fantasy project out of the way. Like, now. So once this video goes live, there won't be any Hearthstone videos for the time being because I need to finish that Final Fantasy project that me and my friend agreed on. So without further ado, let's enter the Lost City and literally wait for 10 turns. Up against Paladin. So there's only one meta viable Paladin deck right now, and it's called Aggro Paladin. And if you actually see a deck list of Aggro Paladin right now, you're gonna wonder why the fuck is this deck meta viable. And I was even looking at the deck list myself, and it's insane at how bad in a play standard is right now, and for some people has been for the past couple of years. But fortunately for me, I only got into standard because I just wanted to play water, and of course I want to justify me purchasing this extremely gorgeous skin right here for my hero. Oh, that again. Why did you have to be so hot? But that's a different story. There are some people who still believe in the Golaka quest, so definitely something to still watch out for. But I have so many taunts in this deck now that I don't really care too much about the removal, unless of course the board gets into an extremely unsavory position, or unsavory depending on what part of the world you're in. And sometimes English pronunciations get a little weird. So we're just gonna literally put taunt warriors in the way of my opponent's stuff, literally stall for time until we get the reward, or at the very least we get kill Jaden. And in that case, we're just going to just slam demons onto the board and hope my opponent deals with it. The thing about the Golaka quest though is they can eventually catch up to the size that my demons are going to be at. So this is going to be interesting if it even reaches that point. So we're going to find out. Okay, getting rid of the taunt minion, so that is fine. Lagging a little. Oh, we got the turtle. Very good. Alright, cool. One taunt minion out of the way, and we have another. There you go, pun. Yeah, this is what Warrior is doing in Standard at the moment. There is another really successful Warrior deck at the moment, and it's Mech Warrior. It basically uses and abuses the testing dummy to act as both a defender and a mini board wipe. But I personally don't like that deck too much. I did try it actually with a slightly more budget build, quote unquote, but it didn't have Chemical Spill, didn't have Carnivorous Cube, which are unfortunate necessities when you're going to play Mech Warrior here in Standard. So definitely gonna say no to that. Sleepy Resident, huh? I'm actually going to use the one with poison to get rid of that. Then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna play the Sleepy Resident. We're going to play the Ancient of Yore next turn because we are running low on taunt minions. Or I can actually play Ham the Hungry first, hopefully snipe a decent minion out of my opponent's deck. And by the way, slowly but surely Ham is becoming the worst card in this deck, ironically, even though he is the one that enables a lot of the druid stuff to happen in the deck. But unfortunately, he is just a 6-mana 5/5 at the end of the day. 6-mana 5/5 that kills one minion in the deck, and not even like permanently removes it from the game. It cannot even be resurrected, it cannot even be retrieved again, so definitely a minus. But he is a necessity because he is a tourist and it gives you access to druid cards. They're all decently statted enough that it's not even worth putting down Ham, but we sadly have to, so that we just play on curve. I'm just going to hope and pray that getting rid of a Tyranno Guild permanently is nice. So we're gonna say wow back. We're just gonna play Ancient of Yore next turn, so that we can gain a little bit of armor. We're gonna be taking quite a bit of damage here, but I think we're gonna be fine. A 5/3, oh boy. Oh no. So this is what's gonna happen once things start getting to scale out of control, unfortunately. So I hope I live. I mean, I have maybe 2 turns to live, but I am not confident about my odds here. So just want to see, Sleepy Resident is nice, but we sadly need to draw cards. I think I have to sacrifice this one turn in order to get deeper into my deck, and Safety Goggles is nice because it will allow me to recover the armor that I am about to lose. Oh boy. Or I can actually also just play Tortola next turn. But first, we have to play the safety goggles so that we have even more armor. We're gonna see what happens here. Okay, cool. Ow, ow, ow. Again, this is gonna sting a little, but I think Tortola will stall for long enough that it's not going to be too much of a problem. Or, the other option that we have is we're gonna play CP Resident and only one, maybe two minions are gonna attack, and then we'll be protected for a decent number of turns. So we play CP Resident, then we'll put on the safety goggles, and we will get Elise. Go. Since we will be stalling for a while, I think getting the 10 mana version is going to be better. Oh dear god. I guess we discover a spell. And there we go, 12 armor. There we go. I would definitely love that. But we need to get to a stable enough position in order to make this really work. Getting a spell for basically free is nice, but we have to get Tortola down so that we can stall long enough for us to survive to getting to the 10 mana location. It may have been greedy to make it 10 mana, but in the state that we're in, we're literally going to stall until we finish this quest. Again, this is like the second easiest one to do, apart from the Paladin one. But surviving 10 turns in the current state of Standard is a very, very tall order. So I'm actually surprised that my opponent hasn't managed to kill me yet. But again, Sleepy Resident is one of those cards that, well, people sleep on. There's no ifs and buts about it. This card is heavily underrated, and I am very sad that I had to decraft him when I did. At this point, we can reduce the amount of shit that my opponent has on board. Unfortunately, that would be getting rid of the server here. We still have not drawn, surprisingly, the Planet Breaker. I do not remember his name, sadly. It's the 5 mana demon that board wipes for potentially 6. So, we're gonna see what else my opponent does here. I mean, they can very easily kill Tortola here because all of their minions are already decently statted because they've been playing a lot of Murlocs. But because I'm not wiping their board, they're not deploying their minions just as easily as I am. Because my board is always so free. So there's that. Okay, cool. They're gonna kill Tortola potentially next turn. We're gonna see. I mean, I could have also gotten the one that makes a 10/10 copy of a minion if I did get it, but I don't think I actually got it within the choices that was given to me. So we're just gonna have to rely on the 12 armor that this gives us, and of course, tutoring is a spell that will potentially matter. So, being hopeful here. So, we're gonna find out soon enough if it helps. Okay, cool. They are reducing their own board down, so that's nice. They don't have any taunts, so that is also nice. We're going to use the Ancient of Yore to kill one of these things. Preferably this one, because this scales out of control really goddamn quickly. So, there we go. Fall silent indeed. We're gonna get the Ridge here. We're gonna gain our 12 armor. Let's see what spell we get. Choose a friendly mech. Ooh, that will actually be helpful next turn. But I think just getting shield block here is sad. But it does get us... Ooh, okay, cool. That's nice. So we'll have a board wipe in case my opponent decides to, well, just get rid of their board here. What we can also do actually is use Bob the Bartender here, copy one of their shit, and do something with it. But I think Blob of Tar is going to be slightly better for us here because they will no longer have Divine Shields, so they will die. A very, very painful death at that. So, Prize Vendor, thank you for making me draw a card, opponent. Your minions are huge. So, there's that. This brawl is looking juicier by the second. Oh boy, we're gonna brawl really goddamn hard here. Unless we get the demon. Okay, we finally entered the Lost City, and Latorvius is going to be in our hand. There we go, Hostile Invader. Good God, why can't I ever remember your name? So we will be dealing 4 damage. So we'll be killing 1, 2, 3. We'll only be killing 3, sadly. So Brawl is the better option here, unfortunately. There we go. And let's see what my opponent thinks about that. Once the Brawl finishes, leave behind a 1/1. That is cool. So what a sight indeed. Then we draw our 1 card. Crud. Oh yeah, crud indeed, opponent. do we play the Blob of Tar or do we play this? But we don't have the hand space for the other reward, unfortunately. So we just play Blob of Tar and be happy with it. So we will play the New Heights next turn because we literally need more mana. We'll be open a little for whatever it is my opponent is going to be doing, but I think it's going to be fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. So 8. Yeah, we literally lack the 1 mana for what we're about to do here. So okay. Yeah, oh my God, he had the Divine Shield because of the Kindred. Ugh. Although we can easily kill their 4/4s here because we have the Hostile Invader. Assuming, of course, they even attack into this, but this has poisonous, and the other tar that it leaves behind has poisonous as well. So they can even choose to not attack here, and they will be very, very open to what I'm about to do, if at all. But if they... Okay, they are attacking, so to be expected. There we go. Move quickly indeed. There we go. Alright, cool. That is about what I expected. Murloc Tidehunter, sure. Getting even more bodies on board. Yep, about what I expected. Malted Magma, sure. That is fine. Now, we got Ziliax. That is an insane draw. I guess we just play Ziliax. We just play Ziliax. We can also discover a spell, but we'll need the hand space first. So we get Ziliax. And then we have those. I guess we get rid of the slightly bigger ones. We're not gonna heal if they have a Divine Shield, so this will be fine. Then we do this. And deal 3 damage, gain 3 armor. Ooh. Or we can just use I Know a Guy. And then we give it +1/+2. Yeah, stall even more. And hopefully get somewhere, question mark. Ooh, swap health with another minion, you say? I'm gonna take that. So we're gonna swap health with the Steamfin Thief here, if it even comes to that. They will easily kill one of my Ziliaxes, so there is that. And I'm actually surprised I'm holding my own very well against what used to be the menace of this meta. But they were nerfed because the spring hopper, or whatever that guy's called, was reducing only the cost to buy 1 rather than the other one. And of course here Braingill was nerfed significantly, because he is now a 3-mana 3/2 rather than a 2-mana 2/1, and he gives all Murlocs the loot hoarder ability. So now he only gives others, so he doesn't loot himself basically. I think it would be better to steal the health of the Steamfin Thief here. Or actually no, the Braingill. Yeah, that would be better. Completely full. Oh no. Is this time? Is it time? Nah, I don't think so. So we'll swap the health here. There we go. Have that. Thank you. And now we will stall, I guess. I think it's about time we did this. Then we will be taking a lot of damage, unfortunately. So now is as good a time as any to get the Bulwark down. So that may have been a misplay. I probably should have gotten rid of their board first. But we did lose a Sleep Under the Stars, which was our, draw option should we have gotten to kill Jaden. But it never really works out the way I wanted to, now doesn't it? So we're gonna see, especially what we get off of Latorfius here. So we're gonna see if we even survive for that long. We do have the Bulwark, so we are going to be immune to 4 hits at the very least. I mean, of course, it's definitely the safer bet to just use the other ones. Yeah, opponent's doing the math. Opponent is doing the math, and by the way, we are just in silver, and it's already getting pretty goddamn intense down here. Oh boy. Okay, yep. He's gonna swing in for, I don't know, a bunch. There we go. So 4. Make the... Oh, wrong sequencing. You should have gotten with that guy. Gotten even more damage in. Alright, safety goggles. Hello. Let's discover spells. See what you get. Shell Nado. Ooh. Okay. The one of the few times that it's actually decent. There we go. Take 5, all of you. There we go. I mean, I will be refueling my opponent, but I think that's fine. They're drawing a lot of cards, and I think that's the last one. Okay, cool. Now they have to deal with this. Notorious. Let's see what we draw, quote unquote. Let's see what we draw. Time Warp is as good a spell as any. There we go. We're gonna draw a card with shield blocks. What else we get? Nomelia is nice. Now let's take an extra turn. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. And extra turn. There we go. We get an extra draw. We get a brawl. We just hit face, I think. Because we have 62 health. And my opponent's now down to 15. We can freeze their board, surprisingly. And live? Question mark? Yeah. No, we don't even need to. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use Bob. Do we draw a minion? Surprisingly. 8 cards, so we'll only get 2. Yeah, we'll only get 2. And 1 copy in the original as well. Yeah, I probably should have sequenced this better, but I think we'll do fine, surprisingly. We're doing... Oh, yeah, that is definitely fine by me. So now we can safely use Killjade in here. And, we're just gonna leave my opponent to it. Go, opponent. You do you. And this is me going to... I think I'm gonna be able to capture it on camera here. What happens when you have a Killjade portal and then you Barnabas it. So... And by the way, the Nether Portal is definitely... I mean, if you're going to talk about the bad Ongoro rewards, this is definitely the worst of the bunch. Well, granted, it does pair nicely with the Caverns Below. But otherwise, yeah, they're definitely the worst of the Ongoro rewards. So, yeah, we're not in any danger of dying, surprisingly. And he can only attack with 1. So, you do you, opponent. Sure. Now my opponent's gonna have to deal with the board. I think we have to deal with this board first. Make them draw a lot of cards. And they're down to the last 6 cards of their deck, so yeah. We're gonna brawl. There we go. I probably should have attacked first before we did that. But what can you do? We already clicked the button, so let's see what happens. Who's left behind? Opponent draws a bunch of cards. I think it will eventually come to a point where it's just the amalgams at this point. So we're gonna see. I think now is as good a time as any to put Killjaden down. So we'll only be at 13 mana, but we need to win the game now. We still have a board wipe in hand with Hostile Invader, and we have at least 2 spells that can trigger his spell burst. And then, should our hand become dry, we have Sleep Under the Stars. So we're gonna see what my opponent does here. Oh dear God, that is huge. And the thing about the amalgams is they keep their buffs. So whatever they get off the Golakadefs, it's going to just keep increasing. This is why even the wild version of this deck, these guys are in the deck because they just keep getting exponentially bigger. Okay, cool. None of their minions can actually swing in yet. But I'm just hoping that I get enough demons to not make it significant, hopefully. So, let's see. I'm definitely gonna play Barnabas now, then I'll start drawing cards and see if the demons get affected, question mark. Otherwise, we'll just play 2 Barnabases. Ooh, reduce the random cost of a minion in your hand by 6. That is interesting. We can do that, but it's a random minion, so we're gonna use Barnabas here. There we go. And then, we're going to... I mean, we're dead, now that I'm looking at it. So we're going to... again, this is just for science. We're gonna see if they are reduced to 0. They are indeed reduced to 0. Alright, cool. So we get Spirit Peddler. Then we're gonna get rid of this one. There we go. Then the other Barnabas is reduced to 0. Then we play this. Then we play this. And we're gonna hit it with a well played because, well, now you know. Barnabas can even reduce the cost of minions in the Killjin portal to 0. Wait, am I actually dead? This is 26. This is 26 plus 11 is 37. This is 40. 42. I'm at 60. Opponent. I'm not dead yet, but I mean, if you don't do anything about this, there we go. So reducing my life to what it is. All right, cool. I will be drawing a lot of zero cost stuff though, so we're gonna see what happens here. Okay, Mermy, sure, that is fine. But now I will be drawing a lot of zero cost demons that have +4/+4. Oh my god, it actually works. Okay, cool. First game, and I can already see the science experiment working. Ooh, a zero cost hostile invader, you say? There we go. Everything is gonna be 0 anyway, so might as well use the safety goggles here. I want to use the Ancient of Yore, but not yet. Not yet, not yet. So we're gonna use Sleep Under the Stars, and we're literally going to draw 6. There we go. Everyone's gonna be 0 cost anyway. Ooh, well, not all of them are 0 cost, unfortunately. This one is 7, unfortunate. Oh, well, now there are the 0 cost ones. So we draw 6, and let's see what we get. Alarashi and Window Shopper. Alright, cool. Party Fiend is actually bad, now that I think about it. So we get the Priestess down, we get the Illusionist down, Arashi. I'll likely want actually to convert the other stuff in the deck. Huh, yeah. So we discover a demon, then reduce the cost by the size. Definitely another Kill Jaden, doesn't hurt. So now that's a 0, there we go. Then we get the other Window Shopper down. That will reduce the cost by 1, and we'll get the Morag thing. So we'll get more armor. Then we'll let my opponent deal with this. There we go.
I'm almost out of
cards. You're almost out of cards, and eventually it'll just be the amalgams, and they will be huge, yes, but my board is wider than yours, and if you leave any of them behind, you will die, opponent. Unless you have a lifesteal minion somewhere in there. Yeah, this is why I still like Kill Jaden. Because he is the inevitability that you need, that Latorvius sadly doesn't give. And you can actually just cut Latorvius entirely, but it's such a fun card to play with. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, granted, not all of the Angoro rewards are useful at this point, but again, it's fun while it lasts. And you will eventually just go into Kill Jaden anyway, but hey, again, you can't exactly be picky in a meta like this. So a 1-mana 1/1 that makes you gain 8 armor is nice. And ooh, you're gonna shoot me with Murlocs, really big ones at that. Ooh. Oh wait, no, it only shoots minions. Haha. So we will literally just be throwing bodies back and forth repeatedly until somebody dies. But we're gonna play this guy first because it gives us 3 attack. Wait, we could potentially gain even more attack. We don't have spells anymore, sadly, so we're just going to keep playing stuff here. I think now is as good a time as any to use Alarashi here. Let's see what they convert into. It's just another fiend. Great. Sacrificial Imp is nice, but okay, sure, that's fine. We're fine here. We're fine. We're just fine. There we go. Now we draw our 1. Let's see what we get. Eldari Inquisitor. Oh, okay, that's nice. This one is a 3/5, unfortunately, so we didn't get too many good ones. We could just potentially die here, because we don't have enough. But we will be getting 8 armor out of that. So Alarashi, yeah, you're still the worst legendary to come out in recent memory, and that is sad because your design is pretty cool. Opponent is again still just wasting their time hitting my minions rather than my face, so that is a plus for me. And good god, the Adaptive Amalgam is Soul AF now. He's not even playing like the other minions at this point. He is literally just hoping and praying to see that that he can kill me before I kill him, and he is down to 10. So The moment I get something that has that gives me attack, which is not going to be uncommon because that does exist in this current standard meta, I'm just gonna use this guy and finish my opponent off. So there is that. Okay, ow, ow, and ow. Alright. Thank God I had about 30 armor there, because good God, that would have hurt so much. Let's see what we could draw off the top off of Kill Jaden's portal. Well, we got lifesteal, so that's something. We can't attack yet, so I guess we just summon imps, and they're just like bodies that we can throw on board if my opponent decides to not mess with me here. This does have rush, so we can get rid of one of these guys, fortunately. I guess getting rid of Grunty here is the best option, unfortunately. So there we go. And we didn't gain anything that had attack, but we will be stealing life a bit. And again, these are just here, so we can throw them onto any of the smaller minions that my opponent could potentially have. Attack my hero. Yeah, the game wants me to deal 13 damage to myself. Good God. Oh my God. This is why the Malefic Rook isn't exactly that good in this deck in particular. Alright, cool. They got rid of that. I will be getting a bit of life, but it's got the next couple of attacks are gonna hurt. So okay, yep, it's gonna hurt even more. And I will not be surprised if I die soon here. But opponent is putting up. I am putting up quite a fight. I am like sorely behind because I am not deploying my minions fast enough for them to count. I probably should have waited for this point in order to play the Sleep Under the Stars, because my opponent's minions are just so huge. So there is that. There aren't even like any spells left in his deck at this point. He's literally just wading through my minions, and I don't know why he did hit face and went for my minions instead. So yeah. Wait, hasn't this guy attacked? Question mark. Oh wow, he already did. Yeah, you shouldn't have wasted the attack there. You could have gone for my face instead. Do I commit Sudoku here? I mean, depending on the draw off the top. Ooh. That is nice, actually. But yeah, I'll definitely commit Sudoku here, and I'm gonna give it to my opponent. Let's move on to the next game.
Versus Saranoyo.
Up against Paladin again. So this could either be Aggro Paladin or it could be Murlocs. So it's only one of the two. So we're gonna find out what it is soon enough. We're gonna keep safety goggles on. Drawing both of them is not bad. It's a heal 6, if anything else, but we did not draw into our ramp spells, and that is sad. So we're just gonna mess around here. Again, Murlocs, here in the lower ranks. Then again, I am just here in the lower ranks because I cannot for the life of me climb too high in Standard. So we're gonna hail the Traveler here, and hopefully this coin will prove useful either for when I need to play Ziliax on 8 or something else entirely. Okay, yep, Amalgam again. Okay, Matter the Manager. This is sad. We might get smacked in the face for a bunch of damage soon. So it's gonna hurt so much. But we're gonna see. Okay, Hand of a Doll, so he's going to keep that buff, unfortunately. Swing in for 3. Ouch. Let's see what our draw off the top is. We are drawing nothing but our top end. Oh dear. We might be dead very soon. We're just gonna play the drums there, then we're gonna do that. Sad that this rope doesn't actually snap. I have actually tried so many times to get anything else to happen to this corner of the map, but it's just you break the masts down and then you make the ship sink. Yeah, that's literally all you do with this in particular. So we are going to be dead very soon if we don't draw into anything significant, because we're literally drawing nothing but our top end. Oh my god. And yeah, this is why I prefer Tortola rather than Sleeveless Expanse, because he is going to allow us to survive for far longer than although granted, Sleeveless Expanse can also help us survive by wiping the board, but reducing his cost to something reasonable is sadly not feasible, at least in the current state of Standard. So Sleepy Resident, finally, something significant that we can play. So that we can slow my opponent's advance down a little. We're gonna see what else my opponent does here. If nothing else significant happens, we're going to play Ziliax on 8. We're not even going to wait. I'm going to play Marin on 7 and then Ziliax on 8. I will only play the others later. Okay, cool. So they are down for the count, and we just got those. Sure. So 7. Ooh, so we're gonna stall a little. There you go, Bob. Freeze the board down. Thank you very much. And we pass back to my opponent. There we go. Then we play Marin on 7. Then we get the Wondrous Wand because we need to draw into our deck. Because, good God, we are in a very, very bad spot right now. We need to draw deeper into our deck rather than play a legendary that can potentially impact whatever it is my opponent is doing. So we get rid of one of their minions, and then we're gonna be taking a crap ton of damage here. But we're going to play Ziliax first, defend ourselves a little, then gain a bit of health back once my opponent's barrage here is done. So we're gonna see what else they do here. Okay, yep, they're gonna draw a bunch of cards. They're gonna get a bunch of their minions back. I think Ziliax's first order of business is to get rid of the Brain Gill itself because it's the second biggest here, and then getting rid of the Adaptive Amalgam comes next. Alright, cool. That's a 3-5, and then Marin gets a rock thrown at his face. That's a funny visual to be had. Violet Treasure Gill, sure. No, there are no spells in his deck at this point. Okay, good to know. Then we'll be taking 6 from that particular minion. So there's that. We should actually also get rid of that one before we get rid of the amalgam. Yeah, actually, no, these are the 2 targets before we play anything else. Oh boy. The deck definitely went against us here, and we're just going to die to Murlocs, the fish folk. So we're gonna see. Although the Naga are more preferable to be called the fish folk because they're literally sea-dwelling snake people, and they get mistaken for mermaids. So there's that. So here, Ziliax on 8. Then we're gonna get rid of those 2 pesky minions. So this. Because, good God, they hurt a lot. We're literally just stalling for time until we get to this guy, if it even matters. But again, this it's only the second game in the video, but good God, Control Warrior tends to take a while. But it is, at least, the back and forth is decent. So there is that. But this is a little too overwhelming, even for an aspiring control player like me. But I think my opponent's doing a bit of math here. Like, okay, if I attack into this and then do this and that and this and that, and then if I do this and that after the fact, then we can squeeze even more value out of this. So I think that's what my opponent said. Yeah, they're even shuffling through their hand a lot. I did greet them, and their name is not indicative of them being a bot. So we're gonna find out what else they're gonna do here. I'm assuming, okay, they throw another rock at Ziliax. Again, funny visual that a rock will deal like 3 damage to you and will kill a lot of lower cost minions or minions that have don't exactly have a lot of health. Especially the more expensive minions that only have like 3 health. It's just a funny visual to keep in mind. Okay, so we can't play Tortola yet, so what we can do is we can play Blob of Tar, and we just try to draw cards, unfortunately. So let's see what we get. We got Nomelia, but we don't have the mana for it, unfortunately. We got Zarog's Crown as well, so we can surprise my opponent a little. So let's see what we get off the Crown. Crater King is nice. At the end of your turn, set the attack and health of all enemy minions to 1. There we go. So now we can survive for a little longer. And yeah, we just draw 1 card and gain a little bit more armor. There you go. Jesus Christ, that is loud, and I love it. Oh my God, Krog actually saved my ass there. What a sight indeed. Oh my God, Krog saved my ass more than Tortola ever will. Tortola, I'm sorry, I love you, but good God, Krog was literally the right call right there. It literally stripped away all of their buffs. Amazing. And it caused them to do this. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is sweet. A minion with taunt is in the way. There we go. Alright. They wiped their own board for me. Thank you very much. I'm gonna say thank you for that. Oh my god. And now we can safely, very safely, swing in. Sure. We're gonna be dealing 4 to these guys once we play Nomelia down. Yeah, my opponent's gonna be in for a rough time. You do realize, opponent, I have another one in hand, right? Opponent, you do realize, right? But I guess we'll just get there when we get there. Right. Sure. One Krog survived, so the other ones are way too far, so we'll just get rid of one of them. With that, then Krog for 8. There we go. Then Nomelia. She sticks the landing indeed. We'll deal 4 nonetheless. Yeah, it's not exactly a beneficial attack anywhere, so then that happens, and then we can just play Ham the Hungry here, and again make my opponent waste even more of his time. So yeah, we'll do that because we have another Krog, and we'll use that when the need arises. Good God, that stomp sound effect is loud, and I love it. Good God. First time I've actually played with this card. Okay, cool. Tyrannogill, sure. Yep, sacrificing itself. Then they're gonna finish off Krog here. That is fine. I have another in hand, fortunately. Hot Spring Glider, sure. We're gonna be drawing plenty of cards soon enough. Or we can also just play up Laputar and eliminate some of my opponent's options. So, Latorvius, sure. I guess now is as good time as any to play the guy. See what we get. What do you give me? Ooh, Barnabas yet again. I think that would be better if, again, the Kill Gen portal was already up and about. So, we're gonna wait. Again, the Nether portal is the worst one to have gotten. So, that'll just be stuck in our hand for a bit. Now they have to get through the Blabatar before they can get to Latorvius. So there is that. I can use Latorvius here to swing into my opponent and hopefully reduce their life total by a significant margin. Wow, that's going to get rid of my blockers. They don't even have the space to have the 4 minions to make grunty things. They can use the drink server to the poisonous guy, and they get the drink instead. But okay, sure, they can also do that. Now the way is clear. They can just swing into me, and then I would be very, very sad, and I will be forced to play Tortola next turn. Or I can also play Krog and basically beat Tortola as well. So, ow and ow. Go, and I take 1. There we go. So we have to get rid of one of these guys. Ooh, hey. So we get. I guess we get Krog down now. Yeah, more than any other any of the other guys here. And it's basically the same thing. We'll literally be dead anyway if we don't do that. Yeah. Or we can also use the Bulwark. Yeah, we're dead no matter what. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to give this to my opponent. So, yeah, I'll just see you guys in the next game.
Versus Liadrin.
I have faced off against 3 Paladins in a row. And that is horrifying. My God. I have not faced off against any other classes in this recording. Good God. Clumsy Panda. Although, the Panda is small cap. So, this is not a bot. Somebody deliberately made their name that way. So, we get 6 armor. And hopefully, this is not what I think it is. But if it is, then fuck me. Oh, dear God. We do that. Do we do it again? Yes, we do. Alright. So the thing about I actually discovered recently how exactly you do this. And oh, my opponent did not do anything, so I guess we'll just keep gaining armor, question mark. So the chest usually doesn't do anything. Then we shake the hammer a little, and then the sigil comes out. But the thing about this is, oh, it's imbue. Alright, cool. So the thing about this is you put the candle away, and then you put it away far enough, and then it explodes. There we go. So we just do this, and thank God it's not Aggro Paladin or Murlocs. Good God! At least this entire video we faced off against two out of the three flavors of Paladin in the meta at the moment. So, okay, yep. They will be summoning really big dragons soon enough, but Kill Jaden's demons definitely outscale those very, very easily, if we even get to it. So I'll find out soon enough if that even happens. We will start drawing cards with Agent of Yore because, good God, our situation is not looking that good at the moment. So let's see what spores we got here. And actually, it's funny that I actually found the key right away, because sometimes it takes me a while. Sometimes, you know, it's like that where the key shows up right away. So there's that. 6 mana. Nothing much. So we'll just draw cards. Gain a bit of armor. There's the Kill Jaden. I think the gods at Dirty Rat isn't exactly all over the meta right now. Protoss Mage is, while popular, at least here in Standard, you're not seeing it as much, fortunately, because that deck is annoying as fuck to fight against. Let's see what else my opponent's doing. That's already like their first dragon, so if this dies, then that's going to be something that can be pulled out of the deck using the Divine Armaments. Curator. Okay, cool. Are you a draw 3 or are you a draw 2? Draw 2. Draw 3. Okay, I have no idea what Murlocs you could potentially have in your deck. That means he has a beast and he has a dragon. I guess the dragon that he could have is the Illusory Greenwing, but it could also be some other class. We're gonna find out soon enough. We're gonna reduce my opponent's board by a little here, or we can just play Brawl and save me the effort. Yeah, we'll do that. Then we do that. We gain a bit of armor with the hero power. Then we're gonna see what happens. We leave behind the Illusory Greenwing, which is nice. That means they're not going to be shuffling their deck anytime soon. So that is nice for me. If they put out smaller minions in the interim, then we will definitely be using the Hostile Invader 0 mana Safety Goggles combination on them. Okay, yep. Taking her 4, that is to be expected. Another Illusory Greenwing, which is, I believe, was fetched off of the Curator, so that's to be expected. He has, by the way, he has not used the portals once, at least for this game. Nomelia is nice. It's 4 damage across here, then they'll take 2. Yeah, I think now is as good a time as any to get rid of their board. As weird as that is, they probably should have saved it for later, but I guess now I don't want to take damage. That may have been a misplay, but who knows. Probably messed up their draws a little because that shuffles their deck. So let's see. Again, they have not used their hero power once. So although they have imbued a decent number of times to get their to get this to 4, so they're definitely onto something here. They can potentially do something game-breakingly good here. Ursol, hello. Is it Shaladrasil? I don't think it should be. It's just okay. Renewing Flames is to be expected. Now our goal is to get rid of Ursol before Ursol kills us. We can use Hostile Invader here. So we play this. And then I probably should have played Hostile Invader first, now that I think about it. So we do that. And then we do this. And then Planetary Decimation. There we go. And now my opponent is in a rough spot. So before the Renewing Flames can hit me, he has to hit my minions first. And we're gonna see how far we go from here. Definitely again using Marin the Manager with the Wondrous Wand because our hand is looking a little thin here. Okay, Consecration, sure, that is fine. That means there's only one target left for the Renewing Flames. Okay, ow. Ignoring me, how rude. Now we can't use the Brawl because there will likely not be any minions left on my opponent's side of things. Now there is a minion on my opponent's side of things, and the Brawl will be only slightly better. But if the Hostile Invader dies, then so they draw that, and then they draw the Emerald Portal. That is fine. Let's see. Okay, they got... Ooh, that's the new one from the Lost of Yotangoro. Sure. Okay, yep. He dies, and we get smacked a bit. It hurts, but it must be done. They still have one charge of this, so this is going to be our last action anyway, so might as well make the most out of it. So we draw our 3, and let's see what we get. We get Toland's Goblet, we have an Ancient of Yore, and we have a Tortola. Let's just move on to the end screen. Okay, we're here at the end screen, and, well, it performed about as well as I thought it would. It's decent, but definitely a little too slow, even by control deck standards. While you have enough stall tools in the game, these, at least for this current standard environment, it can feel like it's not enough. You can just, you know, do a little bit of healing here and there. Well, quote-unquote healing, but armor gain is basically healing. So you can do that here and there. You can even try to replace New Heights, because there are instances where this just feels like a bad card. But if you do draw it early enough, then it's not so bad. But otherwise, yeah, standard is not exactly in a good place at the moment. You're better off playing wild, unfortunately, because stuff there is far more manageable, even though the stuff there is just as bullshit. This is a very fun card to play with. Don't get me wrong, it's a very fun card to play with. The high rolls with this deck, I mean, as you saw in the first game, Barnabas reducing the cost of all my demons down, of all my Kil'jaeden demons down to 0, is a very fun feeling to be had. We sadly did not get to see Amara, Warden of Hope. I have had a game off camera where I was literally down to single-digit life, and then I drew her off the top, and she literally restored me and gave me enough time to reach the end of the game. But otherwise, the other ones here are actually detrimental for you, especially Crystal Core. If you don't have the Kil'jaeden portal up just yet, every other minion in the deck can actually be downgraded, because they will permanently be 5/5s instead. But I have had a game similarly offline, or not offline, no, off camera, where I had a Kil'jaeden portal up, and I activated Crystal Core in my hand, and all of the Kil'jaeden demons are significantly bigger. But unfortunately, because everyone's a base 5/5, even the bigger demons have the same stats as their lower cost demons. So keep that in mind. This card definitely did not age well. I mean, if you guys have seen my video on this, I did make a video about it a couple of months ago now, and yeah, Crystal Core did not age well, unfortunately. So there is that. You need to high roll really well for this to work. But otherwise, yeah, this is still a really fun deck to play with, and just tread lightly, because this is not exactly a safe standard environment right now. So if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, toodles.